Okay, well, I wasn't expecting that. It just started recording like out of the blue. Must have some setting where I tap the screen and it starts recording. Sorry about the. Anyway, so being a vegan, I spend a lot of time and energy trying to maintain a life where I eat vegan, thinking about animals and how they're treated so horrifically in our world, etc. And that takes up most of my time and energy, my extra time and energy, if I have any extra time and energy. Which kind of leads to me feeling like I neglect me, like I neglect myself. Not intentionally, just I don't have any more reserves to focus on outside of being a vegan, who I am, what I'm about, what matters to me outside of animals and equal treatment, humane treatment for animals, etc. I'm 48 years old. I've been living on a Social Security disability check since I was 20 years old, so that's 28 years, which is a long time. I haven't had. I hear myself saying all these things in like negative things about myself in a negative tone of voice, but they're true. I mean, I haven't had a regular tax-paying job for more than like 2 consecutive days in 12 years. That's a long time. I feel like I spend a lot of time just trying to survive, which, I mean, I have a place to live. You know, I was just down at the shelter for 4 or 5 nights last week, temporarily. When I left this here where I'm living, my intention was to have it be permanent, or not permanent. Well, sometimes, but like not come back here. Um, but I'm back. I mean, being a human being with the tendency to take the path of least resistance, when I've been in situations where I'm homeless, having a place to go back to or a place to go to, I'm automatically, no matter how determined I am to stay out on the street or at the shelters, I'm gonna end up going back to the place I was at, or going to the new place I find to live. Because anyway, but I feel like I expend all the rest of my time and energy outside of investing in veganism and the vegan lifestyle, and just trying to survive. I mean, you know, my income is about $1,000 a month, plus some food benefits, like for my medical insurance, and I just got food stamps. You know, my total income is maybe $1,200 a month. Pay $500 a month rent here, and so I can't afford a vehicle. I'm on the bus. It's hot in the summer in Phoenix, Arizona. I mean, hot. You don't know what hot is unless you've lived in Phoenix, Arizona, or maybe Las Vegas in the summer. That is hot. So I'm 48 years old, like it's draining my energy. I don't know. I'm trying to process all these things that I've been going through. It's like I got in that toxic relationship for 4 years until mid last year. The icing on the cake was spending 9 months in jail. We just got out on April 25th, and like I'm 48. Like, what am I doing? What can I do? I have an extensive criminal history. I mean, I can become a peer support in mental health, but I don't see how I would ever be able to do that. I mean, on a consistent basis. I could do it for maybe a week, 1 week, and then do it for, I'd have to have a few days off the next week and then do it for a few more days. There's no such job as that I know of, even in peer support. So right now I'm waiting for this program to get a hold of me about paid job training. It pays minimum wage, specifically for people with serious mental health conditions. There's like different options. You can do like janitorial or a clothing closet, or moving. They have movers. And what's the other one? There's like the reception desk at the program. I think there's some others too, but I mean, moving. I was thinking about trying to do the moving, but my physical condition these days, is not what it was even a couple of years ago. I don't know. I get in these, it's freaking cracking this thing. I get in these, it's just not gonna work. I get these moments of inspiration where there are things I want to talk about, and they're so clear, and I'm really inspired, and I'm like eating or something, or maybe I'm making a meal, or maybe I'm walking down the street to the next bus stop to get where I'm going. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta journal that, or I gotta record a video about that. And then by the time I get to the journal with the pen at home or wherever I am, or the phone with the camera on, I'm like, where the fuck did it go? Anyway, last night I had my first domestic violence treatment class. I don't know. It was fine. I felt like the facilitator wasn't firm enough with in particular, one of the other participants, that he was like the class clown, and she was kind of letting him run the show, I felt like. I mean, she wasn't putting her foot down enough. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, I don't know. This is just, I'm still on the probation. Will be for quite a while. I just go through the motions, and there are moments still in my life where I'm really inspired or have wonder about life, or I'm grateful to be alive. But it's kind of flat these days, which I guess is preferable to the alternative of how they were for many years of my life, how things were, with the extremes, highs and lows and things. But I don't know. It was weird. I was just on the bus about an hour and a half ago coming home here, and this man, and I'm going to assume it was his wife, got on, and if I had to guess, judging by their clothing and the state of their clothing and just some other things, I'm pretty sure they were homeless. And the woman was she had might have been dwarfism, but she could have just been a midget. But she was in a wheelchair, and she was a very small person. And he was, they were carrying a lot of stuff. They had to be homeless. And they put a driver, or he put a wheelchair in the wheelchair area, one of them, and the driver strapped her wheels down and stuff, and the man sat up high behind her. I'm assuming they were married. I think they were husband and wife. And we rode a while, and then he pulled the cord, the man, to signal the stop. And when we were stopping, I said, do you need help with anything? Like, referring to getting stuff off the bus. And he said, no, I'm okay. And then so the driver comes back to unstrap I'm assuming his wife's wheelchair. And he said, we were down on 24th Street and we couldn't get the ramp, because on buses, if you've never been on one, city buses, they have a wheelchair ramp. Like it folds, it's part of the floor, and then it extends out and down onto the sidewalk. And he said the ramp, the bus wouldn't kneel and the ramp wouldn't open. And he's like, but then I think it was the driver, a passenger on the bus, or a couple passengers went out, and he said they picked up his wife's wheelchair and got her onto the bus without the wheelchair ramp. He said, so I guess there are still good people in the world, or some people are still kind. And I said, well, yeah, always, because I'm positive by nature. But and then he said, yeah, well, he was like, things seem to be getting worse, though. There are a lot of Christians, Jesus, he said something about Jesus coming back, and he said, and there's a lot of Christians out there they're going to be sorry that they didn't live the word, or something like that, live his word. And he wasn't saying it like with a resentment or a vehemence or anything. He was saying it like he was kind of felt sad for them. But when he said that, it struck me. I don't know what I believe anymore. Like, I don't know what I believe. I vacillate between like atheism and just being, and kind of undefined spirituality, and then sometimes recently at Christianity. I mean, even to my counselor, was it just last week or a couple weeks ago, I said the words, I'm a Christian. But since then, I've just been dwindling, I'm like, what's true? Anyways, this is 12 minutes long, and it's a lot of talking about with really no direction. Nobody's ever going to watch this. Anyway, wherever you are, whoever you are, I hope you're blessed and enjoyed the video, if that's possible.